It's time for our Scuffed Stories of the Week. I'm going to read you your bedtime story submitted by you. This one was submitted by PopoDoesVT, titled A Spoonful of Me. Chapter 1. The Soft Corner. You cough into the pillow, and it sounds like someone folding paper badly. I hear it from the other room, and my chest makes that small, ridiculous clench that feels like the opening note of a song I never learned. I drop the thing I was doing. Yes, the terrible IKEA shelf that will never be level, and shuffle down the hall like a cartoon with purpose. You are small and pathetic and perfect under that blanket. And my brain announces the mission clear, helpful. Protect the object of my devotion. Nurse, comfort, administer. I set things on the bedside table with the kind of theatrical tenderness. A thermos with steam still clinging to the lid. My special brew. A damp washcloth folded twice so it looks like it took deliberation. A plate with toast neatly cut, not diagonally like you always complain about. I tell you, all soft. You don't have to do anything. Sleep. I'll get you water. I'll get you medicine. The words taste like sugar in my mouth because they're true and they are practice. I've rehearsed them. I like how they sound when I say them to you. Chapter 2. The Small Tender Lies. You blink at me like you're surprised the world still cares. Your voice is tiny, muffled, croaky. And when you say my name, I feel like someone handed me a currency I didn't know I possessed. I smooth your hair away from your forehead and feel the faint heat there. A small, manageable thing. My palms are steady. My hands know the choreography. The cool press of the cloth, the tilt of the cup, the slow rotation of the spoon and the tea. There's a power to this. Power tastes warm, like chamomile with honey, like a secret you can't wait to keep. I check your temperature and make a face at the mercury. Slight fever. I murmur. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that warrants a trip to a hospital or a call to real people to ask difficult questions. I like that it's just us. I tell myself I'm being practical. I assure you, I'll be careful. I say things like, I'll stay with you. Then instantly plan where I'll sleep. The edge of your bed, the chair folded out like a temporary moat between you and the rest of the world. I whisper comforting nonsense about how cute you look under the blankets. Because you do. And how you're so very, very mine for this small, ridiculous interval. Chapter 3. The Recipe of Intimacy. The tea I brew is a ritual, I don't just steep herbs, I compose. There's rosemary because it makes me feel old and wise. Lemon peel because it reframes sadness as citrus, and a pinch of something I bought from a woman at a street market who winked like she was handing me fate on a paper towel. Good for colds, she said. A little special. I loved that she said special. It made the whole thing feel curated, like a playlist you make for someone before they move in. I pour boiling water over the leaves and breathe in the steam as if it's smoke signaling to the world. I am here. I stir the spoon clockwise because it feels like giving permission. I add honey in a line. No, 2 lines, because it looks pretty. I lean closer to the cup and watch the surface catch the light and think, absurdly, this is how love looks. Swirling, patient, slow moving, a visible loop that I can control. A visible loop that I can control. You sip. Your face eases as if someone has folded your breath back into something recognizable. I watch the muscles of your neck relax and I think smugly, it's working. Your murmur thinks, and it's tiny, and it lands inside me heavy and warm. I smooth the blanket and feel the small electric thrill of being the reason your eyelids aren't heavy with worry. Rest, I tell you. I'll be right here. Chapter 4. The slightly off things. There are little oddities that feel like static on an otherwise perfect radio. You ask for more water, but then you don't quite finish the thermos. You say the tea is a little bit bitter, and I say, that's the herb. Helps with fevers. I heard. And I mean it. And I also mean the way a liar believes the first truth he tells. Your skin flashes more than it should. Your pulse is a bit too crisp under my fingers, like a bird's trapped in a thimble. You drift in and out of sleep between sentences. Sometimes you smile at nothing. Sometimes you look like you're trying to remember a name you haven't learned yet. These are footnotes, not chapters. I notice them the way someone notices loose thread on a sweater they love. Irritating, yet curiously intimate. They mean I'm needed. They mean I have work to do. I should be annoyed at the imperfection, and I am. In the way a composer is frustrated when a symphony needs more than one measure. So I adjust. Twice the honey, another cloth, a gentle whisper. I smooth your forehead like I'm making the right crease in a map. Chapter 5. The language of choices. At some point, you are quieter. Your sentences are in soft fragments, and your fingers close around my hand like you're testing gravity. Is this something you made? You ask. Voice so far away, yet so close, and I say, yes. I love that you ask with suspicion. Suspicion is curiosity dressed in sad clothes. It invites explanation, and I excel in explanations. I tell you about the market, and the seller, and the little trimmer and her laugh. And you nod like someone on the edge of sleep, who's still processing the world's attempt to make sense. You lean your head against my shoulder, and I feel a small, dangerous bloom of triumph. You weigh less than you did when you were strong, and in that lightness, I feel a claim stake itself in me. I fold myself around you. Literal, physical containment. And whisper things to anchor you to the only shape I want you to be. Dependent. You don't need anyone else, I say. You only need me. It sounds like a lullaby, tailored to an audience of one. Chapter 6. And then the room tilts. Tiny things conspire into something that looks startlingly like a decision. You cough deeper now. Your lips taste faintly metallic when you murmur the name of some food you wanted earlier. When I lift the blanket to check you, there is a sheen on your skin that don't look like the look of you. My hands, trained for tenderness, go suddenly clinical. I press the side of your throat and watch your breathing ledger itself out in unequal parts. Panicked, practical corners of me, those smaller, less romantic parts, start to run calculations. I should call someone. I should call an ambulance, but my mouth is full of the image of you in my bed, of your hand in mine, of the way you slept in the small, interesting way you do when you're safe. The thought of strangers with clipboards rewriting this quiet scene into procedural lines tastes like theft. So I do what I always do when threatened with loss. I take control. Chapter 7. The Quiet Revelation. You murmur my name as the world softens at the edges. What did you put in that tea? You whisper. Curiosity and trust braided together. My throat tightens with a certain awful joy. Only what you needed, I say. And it's true, and false in equal measure. I helped. I chose. I measured. I mixed. I gave you something gentle enough to let you fall, certain enough to fold you into the shape that I wanted. Your eyes find mine. Slow. There is no accusation here, only a fragile, blank question. I lean in like someone reading the last line of a book. Some medicines make us sleepy, I say softly, the way someone tells a bedtime story. And also a verdict. Some remedies rearrange priorities. Some help us see what matters. I cup your cheek, and the contact is a claim that whatever happens is now an expression of affection, of necessary ownership. That my hands are the architecture of your rest. The final chapter. The grand finale. You drift. The breaths longer, then sparser. And in that thinning there is peacefulness that's almost obscene. I smooth the blanket once more because even monuments appreciate a neat edge. There is a tenderness in propping your head just so, and laying the pillow like a small altar. The apartment hums, with ordinary appliances in the distant neon of the street, and in the middle of all that, you sleep. Or something that looks like sleep, or something softer, something quieter, and undeniably final. I sit beside you on the mattress edge until my hips ache. I count because my brain likes to make sense. 1, 2, 3. Small promises kept. When morning would come and the world would ring with questions, perhaps there would be explanations. But for now, the room holds a simple fact. You are calm. You are mine. I whisper into your hair the last thing I plan to say for a long while. I made you better. It's half truth, half claim, and all of it shaped like a spoon. A spoonful of me. Remember, it looked like medicine. It tasted like devotion. The end. Now, if you would like me to read some of your stories during our scuffed unhinged story time, make sure you submit it in the Discord. And if you aren't in the Discord, just know I'm coming. Of course, you can stop me from coming by liking the video and subscribing.